5 a.m. the screen still glows. Another bell, another row. I said just one more iron note. 3 hours back down that road. The mug sits cold beside my hand. I've forgotten how to stand. My eyes trace paths of copper wire while dreams of sleep slowly expire. Coffee isn't working anymore. I need something stronger at my core. Another assembler, one more floor. Coffee isn't working anymore. The factory grows, it never sleeps, and neither do I. In too deep, I'll optimize what I've done before, 'cause coffee isn't working anymore. Started simple, just some plates. Now I'm calculating freight rates. Efficient was a word I knew before the spaghetti grew and grew. My partner asked me coming to bed. I mumble something about throughput instead. The sunrise catches me by surprise. Red rimmed and wild factory eyes. Coffee isn't working anymore. I need something stronger at my core. Another power plant, expand the shore. Coffee isn't working anymore. The belts keep turning, pistons pound. I've lost myself in this compound. I'll scale it up like never before, 'cause coffee isn't working anymore. The cost of automation's fixation. Every problem solved creates two more. Every solution opens another door. I could stop, I could walk away, but there's a bottleneck in Beijing, and the ratios aren't quite right. So I'll be here another night. Coffee isn't working anymore. But honestly, who's keeping score? There's beauty in this concrete shore. These systems I've built from the core. The factory grows, becomes alive, and somehow here I start to thrive. I'll rest when there's no room to explore, but coffee isn't working anymore. One more note, just one more line. Everything will be just fine. The coffee's cold, the night is long, but listen, hear the factory song. Ooh. Iron plates hum, belts twist and turn, furnaces blaze, the coal fires burn, gears in motion, pistons align, building the dream one block at a time. Engines roar, the smokestacks rise, blueprints dance in the engineer's eyes. No time to rest, no time to slow. The hunger for progress will only grow. The factory must grow, all in one must expand. Conveyors weave through the alien land. From ore to rocket, we'll make it flow. Sing it loud. The factory must grow. skip a beat.
Engines roar,
The smokestacks rise,
blueprints dance,
in the engineer's eyes.
no time to rest.
No time to slow, the hunger for progress will only grow.
The factory must grow, oh, it must expand. Conveyors weave through the alien land. From ore to rocket, we'll make it flow. Sing it loud. The factory must grow, oh,
Power poles hum, the grid's alive. Inserters swing, production thrives. Biters may swarm, but we'll never fall. The factory's call is the greatest of all.
the factory must grow, oh, it must expand. Conveyors weave through the alien land. From ore to rocket, we'll make it flow. Sing it loud. The factory must grow, oh, it must expand. Conveyors weave through the alien land. From ore to rocket, we'll make it flow.
Sing it loud.
The factory must grow.
Launch that rocket, reach for the sky. The factory's heart will never say die. Through circuits and steel, forever we'll know. Sing it proud. The factory must grow. There's a doggo at my feet, doesn't know I'll never sleep till every ratio runs clean and nothing's wasted in between. Woke up in a drop pod on an alien shore. Orange skies and forests I'd never seen before. They just want their quotas met, they don't care how it's done. But I stood there in the chaos and I couldn't leave it wrong. Started with a single belt running order plate. Now I'm sketching manifolds at 3 a.m. lying awake. Friends ask what I'm building and I don't know what to say. Something beautiful, I guess, that gets bigger every day. It doesn't judge my spaghetti or the mess I leave behind. Just follows me through factories like he knows what's on my mind. Gave him nuclear waste to hold, he doesn't seem to care. The only soul on this whole planet who wants me there. Good enough is never, 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 never. Now when something this big calls my name, good enough is never, never, never. So I'll tear it down and start again. One more bell, one more floor. I keep finding room for more. Good enough is never, never. Guess that's just the way I'm made. Spent 11 hours on a balancer last night. Could have been asymmetric and it would have run alright. But there's something in the symmetry that settles in my chest. Like the whole world makes more sense when everything's addressed. Cold gens humming in the dark, fusions by the shore. Turbo feeling nuclear when those aren't enough anymore. The planet doesn't need all this, I know that much is true. But I need to see what happens when I finally push it through. Sunset hits the concrete and it almost looks like home. Funny how a factory floor can make you feel less alone. Every pipe and every wire is a sentence that I wrote in a language only builders and the lonesome understand. Good enough is never, 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 never. Now when something this big calls my name, good enough is never, never, never. So I'll tear it down and start again. One more belt, one more floor. I keep finding room for more. Good enough is never, never. Yes, that's just the way I'm made. Maybe I'm just running from the quiet in my head. Maybe building's easier than feeling things instead. But when the turbines spin up and the foundries start to glow, I swear I'm closer to myself than I've ever been before. Phase 3 done and phase 4's waiting on the line. Could ship the final part right now, but I'm not ready to be fine. It was never about the finish, it's the reaching that I need. The trying and the failing and the trying again that feeds me. Good enough is never The dog goes fast asleep, but these blueprints run too deep. Sun's coming up, the save file's running long, but I'm right where I belong. Good enough is never, and that's okay with me. There's a factory floor in my restless mind where the conveyor belts never stop. Every idle second feels like wasted time. Every bottleneck begs to be swapped. I built a machine to build the machines that build the things I need to survive. But somewhere between the smelters and screens, I forgot what it means to feel alive. If it ain't broke, optimize it, stack it higher, belt it faster. If it ain't broke, optimize it, chase perfection, court disaster. One more merger, one more splitter, one more note to ease the flow. If it ain't broke, I'll still fix it, that's the only truth I know. There are coal mines running through the night, iron veins bled down to the bone. I've got power plants burning fusion bright, but I'm still standing here alone. The trains arrive on a perfect loop, the factories hum their endless song. I've got everything sorted group by group, so why does something still feel wrong? If it ain't broke, optimize it, ratio, every last resort. If it ain't broke, optimize it, stay the algorithmic course. One more turbine, one more tower, one more cable, one more tier. If it ain't broke, I still spend hours making everything more clear. Maybe perfection's not a destination, just a hunger that won't be fed. Maybe there's beauty in the imperfection, in the crooked paths we tread. But the factory calls me back again with its promise of order and control. And I answer like I always have, automation of the soul. If it ain't broke, optimize it, that's the pioneer's refrain. If it ain't broke, optimize it, find the pleasure in the strain. One more sunrise, one more project, one more world to terraform. If it ain't broke, I'll perfect it, that's the beauty of the form. And when the last belt finally stops, when the power grid goes dark, I'll look back at what I built from nothing and know I left my mark.
I was laying down conveyors when the sky turned gold. Didn't see the colors bleeding, had my quotas to hold. Somewhere past the smelt of smoke, the stars were fading out, but I was watching throughput numbers, chasing down the route. Time don't move the way it used to. Like copper in the mold. The clock says 6, the clock says 60. Every sunrise looks the same, I'm told. The sun came up again, and I was still right here. Belts are running, furnaces are burning. Another day appears, the sun came up again, like it never went away. I blinked and missed the moonrise, but the factory's here to stay. There's a poetry in piston, there's a rhythm in the rails. Every inserter clicks in triplets, every splitter tells its tales. I built a city out of nothing, out of ore and out of time. And somewhere in the optimization I lost track of mine. Morning's just a number on a schedule, night's a problem I've already solved. The world keeps turning outside my vision, but in here nothing's really evolved. The sun came up again, and I was still right here. Belts are running, furnaces are burning. Another day appears, the sun came up again, like it never went away. I blinked and missed the season changing, but the ratios are okay. Is it Tuesday? Is it August? Does it matter anymore? There's a beauty in the systems that I never felt before. Every problem has a solution, every bottleneck a cure. And if time becomes a fiction, at least the throughput's pure. The sun came up again, and I'm still standing tall. Green circuits flowing, red lights glowing. I answered every call. The sun came up again on this world I helped create. The hours blur, the days defer, but the factory runs great. The sun came up again. Same belt layout as before, and I smiled and added more. simple dream. Build my belts in crooked lines, nothing quite pristine. Coal plants humming through the night, smoke against the sky. Now they're asking me to split the atom, I just wonder why. Turbo fuel was hard enough, sulfur made me cry. Aluminum took half my base and most of my supply. Uranium goes green at night, it whispers through the caves. And I'm not sure I'm ready yet for automated graves. I'm not ready for nuclear, not ready for that glow. I've got 1,000 machines running, but this fear I can't outgrow. I'm not ready for nuclear, the waste, the suits, the dread. I'll stick to my oil refineries and pretend I never read that research tree, that final key. I'm not ready for nuclear. Encased beams in heavy frames, I've mastered every tier. Modular engines line the walls, I've conquered every fear. But there's a cliff beyond the coast where purple crystals hum. And every pioneer before me says the hardest parts to come. They talk of centrifuge spinning concrete walls 10 thick, of dosimeters clicking fast enough to make you sick. I've fought the spitters and the hogs, I've tamed the poison gas. But radiation's invisible, I don't know if I'll last. I'm not ready for nuclear, not ready for that glow. I've got 1,000 machines running, but this fear I can't outgrow. I'm not ready for nuclear, the waste, the suits, the dread. I'll stick to my oil refineries and pretend I never read that research tree, that final key. I'm not ready for nuclear. Maybe someday I'll be brave. Maybe someday I'll descend into those caves where danger waits and see this project to its end. But tonight I'll watch my factories, their conveyor belts like veins, carrying the blood of progress through these automated planes. I'm not ready for nuclear, but maybe that's okay. I'll keep on building, keep on dreaming, fight another day. I'm not ready for nuclear, the summit's still too high, but every belt and every merger gets me closer to the sky. So I'll go ready for nuclear, one foundation at a time, until the day I finally split that terrifying paradigm. Started with an iron ore and a simple dream.
I built a little workaround at 2:15. Nothing fancy, nothing pretty, but it's pushing stuff through. Said it's just for now, I swear I'll come back soon. That was 3 months ago, and it's still in the room. The tape is holding, the wires are fine, everything seems crooked, but it's crossing the line. Don't look too close, don't ask me why.
I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later.
Stack it on the pile with every other favor. It's ugly, but it's running and it hasn't caught fire. I'll fix it later. Just not tonight.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Got a drawer that doesn't close, got a plan with no end. Got a dozen open tabs and a text I should send. There's a shelf that's held up by ambition and hope, and a Monday morning promise hanging on by a rope. Barely! Tape is holding, the wires are fine. I'm only 7 deadlines behind.
Just 7.
Don't look too close, don't ask me why.
I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later.
Stack it on the pile with every other favor. It's ugly, but it's running and it hasn't caught fire.
I'll fix it later.
Just not tonight.
No way.
Not tonight.
No way.
One day I'll tear the whole thing down, rebuild it right from the ground. Beautiful, efficient, clean and tall. Yeah, right. But honestly, probably not at all. I'll fix it later.
I'll fix it later.
The mess is load bearing, I can't pull a layer. It's chaos, but it's my chaos, and I kinda admire the art of later. Just not tonight.
No way. No way. No way.
I'll definitely fix it tomorrow, though. He won't.
Woke up falling through an empty sky. No time to wonder, no time to ask why. Just me and the grass and a cold corporate grin. Ficsit dropped me here, now the work begins. First swing of the zapper, first hostile down. First miner humming on that iron ground. 1 plate, then 10, then 100 more. I can't remember what I'm building for. Purple flowers begging me to stop. I paved them over for a machine shop. Scribbling numbers on a napkin at 3 a.m. 60 screws per minute, do the math again. Coal's burning dirty, but it gets the job done. Haven't seen my bed since update 1. Ficsit never asks how you're holding up. They just want the goods and they can't get enough. Clock's ticking, pioneer, move your feet. The milestone won't unlock itself, so don't sleep.
It's the Satisfactory Syndrome, it's under my skin. Every time I try to quit, the factory pulls me in. From the copper wire to the Caterium glow.
I keep saying 1 more hour, but I never go. Oh, I swore I'd fix the spaghetti this time, but the belts keep crossing and I'm losing my mind. There's a space elevator climbing through the night, and I can't look away from that beautiful light. Built a railroad to the edge of the map. Took me 14 hours, didn't stop for a nap. Went down in the caves where the scandals hide. Almost died twice, but I got my soul for a ride. Hyper-tubes connect what the trains can't reach. From the northern forest to the oil slick beach. I used to love the stars, I used to watch them spin. Now I just watch my inventory filling empty again. Coffee ran out somewhere around phase 3, but the awesome sink keeps giving stuff to me. Built a golden statue, put it on a hill. The real me has been missing, but the factory's real. Manifold splitting like veins through the floor. Uranium glowing behind a lead door. Tore down the whole thing, rebuilt it twice. 98% isn't good, it's not nice. Ficsit keeps promising an end to the grind, but every new phase leaves the last one behind. Employee of the planet, that's the carrot
It's the Satisfactory Syndrome, it's under my skin. Every time I try to quit, the factory pulls me in. From the copper wire to the Caterium glow.
I keep saying one more hour, but I never go. Oh, I swore I'd fix the spaghetti this time, but the belts keep crossing and I'm losing my mind. There's a space elevator climbing through the night, and I can't look away from that beautiful light. Sometimes I climb the tower just to breathe, watch the packages go up and try to believe that it means something. Aluminum and steel floating to the stars like a prayer I can't feel. We bulldoze the valley, drain the waterfall dry, put a coal plant where the butterflies used to fly. Even the doggos don't come around anymore. I think they know what all this building is for.
But hey, the lights are on, the grid is holding strong, the radios are perfect, and nothing's going wrong.
We didn't come to feel things, we came to build and grow. So crank the turbo, cool up, we've got nowhere else to go.
It's inside my head. I dream in conveyor belts when I finally get to bed. From the first ironing it to the nuclear core, I gave it everything and it still wanted more.
Oh, the spaghetti's gone now, every line runs straight, but I don't feel the victory, I just feel the weight. There's a space elevator glowing in the dark, and somewhere underneath it all, I lost the spark. Just one more node, one more floor, one more fix, and then I'll
save and quit the desktop.
Nah, one more hour.
Out on the wild frontier we claim, resources right for the taking game. Iron ore gleaming in the sun, smelters humming, works begun. Coal burning,
Black as midnight sky,
oil pumping,
through the pipeline high,
belts are
burning, never sleep. Automation's promise deep.
copper wires twisting in the haze, quartz crystals cut through the maze, turbo fuel roaring like a beast, power grid stretching east to east, coal burning,
Black as midnight sky,
oil pumping,
through the pipeline high,
belts are
burning, never sleep. Automation's promise deep.
nuclear rods glowing in the dark,
Waste piles up, leaving its mark.
trains hauling freight through the night,
Factories sprawl, endless sight.
coal burning, black as midnight sky, oil pumping through the pipeline high, belts are
Turning, never sleep. Automation. nation's promise deep.
Pioneers build till the dawn's first light.
Satisfactory world, day and night.
Touchdown on a planet green as far as I could see. Flowers, trees, and creatures living wild and free. Looked around and thought, yeah, this has gotta go. Pulled out my constructor, let the concrete flow.
Let it flow. Concrete jungle,
Paved it coast to coast.
concrete jungle.
Sorry to the host, not sorry. Every hill, every valley, every waterfall. If it ain't a foundation, it ain't nothing at all. Used to be a forest, used to be a lake. Now it's flat and perfect. Progress takes what progress takes.
That's right.
Alien flowers screaming, please, we lived here first. Can't hear you over concrete, got a factory to birth. Woo!
Concrete jungle,
Paved it coast to coast.
concrete jungle.
Sorry to the host, my bad. Every hill, every valley, every waterfall. If it ain't a foundation, it ain't nothing at all. One by one by one by one. Snap, place, done, it's never done. Never done. The planet had a vibe, I had a plan. Now it's smooth and gray. You're welcome, Ficsit, man. They sent me here to pioneer. I pioneered a parking lot.
I fell through the atmosphere with no memory of home. A voice inside my helmet said I'd never be alone. She calls herself my assistant, but I wonder what she knows about the world I left behind, about the way this story goes.
The iron veins run deeper here than any I have seen, and something in the soil glows a phosphorescent green. I build because they told me to. I build because I must. I build because the elevator rises through the dust. Save the day. Save the day. That's what the company used to say, but the blueprints don't explain why I'm still standing in the rain, watching metal climb the sky, never asking who or why, just a pioneer.
The artifacts are calling with a voice I can't explain, like whispers from a frequency that's etched into my brain. 8A says to bring them in, investigate, explore, but every time I touch one I'm less certain than before.
There are crash sites in the valley, pods that never made it down. Pioneers who fell like me to this forsaken ground. I wonder if they're watching. I wonder if they know. The factories keep humming long after we let go. Save the day.
automate, explore, exploit for words carved into the void. Am I the worker or the tool? Am I the dreamer or the fuel? The conveyor belts keep turning, the generators keep on burning. Somewhere past the stars, they're waiting for the parts I keep creating.
Yesterday it followed me back home. It doesn't ask me questions, it just doesn't let me feel alone. Ada's voice is softer now, like she's hiding something true. Like she knows the save the day was never about me and you.
The space elevator rises toward a ship I'll never board, assembled from my labor for a future I can't afford. She says a copy stays behind, says she'll never leave my side. But I've learned that in this universe even programs learn to lie. Save the day, save the day. Did I save it anyway? Now the silence fills the air. A pioneer. Iron, copper, steel, and time. I measure out my life in production lines. They called me pioneer, they called me brave. I wonder if there's anyone left to save.
I wonder if there's anyone left to save.
I landed in the grass beneath an amber sky. No welcome party waiting, no reason to ask why. Just a HUB and a handful of iron ore. A memo from the company, we're gonna need some more. Signal sent at sunrise, signal sent at noon. Elevator climbing upward, vanishing too soon. The inbox stays empty, the terminal goes dark. But I built a coal generator, watch me leave my mark. Ficsit never writes back, but I'm still on the line. Punching in a daybreak, overtime by design. Alone beneath the alien stars, I'm laying down the track. Building something beautiful, though Ficsit never writes back.
rose in the forest and poison in the caves. I automate my loneliness in algorithmic ways. The efficiency's at 98, the factory hums low. I don't know who I'm working for, where the shipments go. Another modular frame heading up the line. Another silent elevator, another project shrine. But I've got copper cable and I've got a master plan. I'll turn this whole planet into something grand. Ficsit never writes back, but I'm still on the line. Punching in a daybreak, overtime by design. Alone beneath the alien stars, I'm laying down the track. Building something beautiful, though Ficsit never writes back. Maybe meaning isn't found in messages received. Maybe purpose lives in every foundation that I've laid. The silence isn't cruelty, it's just an empty sky. And I don't need permission to wonder, build or try. Ficsit never writes back, and maybe that's okay. I've got 1,000 hours logged and 100 clicks of railway. The cosmos keeps its secrets, but here's what I've come to know. I'm not building for the company, I'm building just to grow. Rising past the clouds tonight. One more pioneer dreaming underneath the alien light. No reply incoming, but the factory's alive, and that's enough to keep me going. That's enough to survive. On barren ground, no blueprint, no plan, just ore I found. Copper and iron, furnace and flame. Nothing was perfect, but nothing was tame. Spaghetti lines tangled from wall to wall, but every last inserter answered the call. And the smokestacks leaned against the sky, and the assemblers hummed a lullaby. There's iron in the ground and fire in the vein. There's a rhythm in the building you can't explain. Every belt that's turning carries what I gave. The factory keeps growing past the builder's grave.
Oh, the factory keeps growing past the builder's grave. I didn't build in rows, I didn't build in lines. I followed the copper through the crooked mine. Some folks like it measured, squared, and clean. I like the mess, I like the in-between. Taught a few hands how to pull from the bus. Said don't chase perfect, build enough, then trust. And the raid I swept through endless nights, and the rocket silo filled with light. There's iron in the ground and fire in the vein. There's a rhythm in the building you can't explain. Every belt that's turning carries what I gave. The factory keeps growing past the builder's grave. Oh, the factory keeps growing past the builder's grave. When you go, you leave them on the table. Let them show somebody else the way through the fog. Another pair of hands on the catalog. And somewhere out there, someone's placing down a balancer they learned on borrowed ground. Biters at the wall don't understand that every turret placed was an outstretched hand. Science packs were never just for speed. They're proof that someone saw what we would need. So crank the boiler, let the turbine spin. The work ain't finished, let the next shift in. There's iron in the ground and fire in the vein. There's a rhythm in the building you can't explain. Every belt that's turning carries what we made. The factory keeps growing, nothing here will fade. No, the factory keeps growing, nothing here will fade. Same shift, different day. Suit up in a dead man's gear. They dock me double pay. Cutter in my left hand, grapple on my right. 1.2 billion in credits deep. I'm working through the night. The hull is hot and humming, and the reactor's running thin. I pull apart the only thing the company ain't been. Cut the line, strip the steel, sort the scrap and send it down. Another ship, another deal. I owe my bones, I owe my breath, I owe my name to the man upstairs. And every clone since death. But hand over hand and beam by beam, I come my way to daylight from this $1 billion dream. What I owe,
heart, every breath a line item, every heartbeat on a card. I've seen a ship crack, clean in half and scattered to the black. I watched a friend forget to clip and never float on back. Cut the line, strip the steel, sort the scrap and send it down. Another ship, another deal. I owe my bones, I owe my breath, I owe my name to the man upstairs, and every clone since death. But hand over hand and beam by beam, I carve my way to daylight from this billion-dollar dream. What I owe, what I owe, they can own the stars, but they don't own my soul. There's a photograph that's floating where the cabin used to be. Someone's kid, someone's kitchen, someone's memory. The machine don't know the difference and the manifest don't care, but I hold it for a second in the cold recycled air. They charge me for the oxygen that fills these tired lungs. They charge me for the gravity I haven't stood among. They'll print another body if this one comes apart, but somewhere in the invoice there's a line: they missed my heart. The union's talking hopeful on a frequency they track. We whisper in the vacuum where the comms can't call us back. Every ship I open is a coffin turned to coal, but the work has got a rhythm and the rhythm's got a soul. So I fire the splits all clean and send the net of carbon down, and I sing this to the silence, 'cause it's all that makes a sound. Cut the line, strip the steel, sort the scrap and send it down. Another ship, another deal. I owe my bones, I owe my breath, I owe my name to the man upstairs, and every clone since death. But hand over hand and beam by beam, I carve my way to daylight from this billion-dollar dream. What I owe, what I owe, they can own the ledger, own the lock, own the code, own the dark, own the dark, own the dead, I'm told, but they don't own my soul. But they don't own my soul.